the kind you wear a tie. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah. I'm unprofessional.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host tonight, Devin. Joining me, we have Rob.
Hey everybody, it's Rob.
That's all we got. Just Rob. Me and Rob. That's it. Webby's off fighting bears. But more importantly, tonight, while Webby's fighting bears, Rob's gonna help me achieve a childhood dream of mine and become a werewolf. So he's gonna walk me through building my werewolf character that we talked about kind of last week. We talked about my character specifically. We talked about the game last week.
Yep.
So he's going to help me build my character for that game because I've been busy and have not had the time. And he kind of wants to start it, I think, and he's waiting on me. And this is his excuse to do that.
Sort of. I mean, I'm not just waiting on you. Plus, we also needed a topic, and we have built D&D
Yes.
characters on here before, so I thought
Yes.
people might be interested.
This is his nice. This is his like nice way of saying like, Devin, you suck. Get your shit together.
No.
Which is fair. I do suck, and I do need to get my shit together.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
totally
both ladies still have to do theirs, so you're not the
Hey.
last.
So wait, who's all playing this again? I forgot. Apple.
Applebee.
Applebee's playing too? Yay!
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Applebee's. Applebee, Webby, Donnie, and Anthony, and you.
Do they have 2 for $20? Applebee's.
All right.
Applebee's.
So, like I said, we're gonna go through and we're gonna build Devin's character. We might not finish because we have about an hour. Usually, we try to stick to an hour, and it might take longer than that because it's a bit of a process.
And Webby hates me. What? Okay. Webby doesn't hate me. Rob hates me. Rob doesn't hate me. Rob hates me a little bit. Everybody hates me. I'm not loved by anyone.
Nobody hates you.
Everybody hates me. And if they don't, they will. Anyway, continue.
So, yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a process. We're going to go through most of the basics, though. All right. What happened? What are you barking at me about? What?
Oh, Matilda's yelling at. Matilda's yelling.
Yeah, I see you.
Matilda's yelling.
I don't know why she's barking. She's like chewing on a chew.
She's spewing her Nazi propaganda.
I guess so. She's like, this is a werewolf game. I should be involved. I am practically a wolf.
Damn it, Matilda. You and your Nazi propaganda. Stop it, I say. Stop it, I say. But I do declare, stop it, I say.
All right. So some of this is similar to Vamp. It's not all the same, obviously, because werewolves are different from vampires. There's no blood points or anything like that.
Right.
I did make a few character creation rules. I believe I put them under announcements.
You did. I pulled up I have the Discord kind of sort of maybe pulled up. I don't know anymore, Rob. I don't do anything. I just show up now. I'm a diva. I've become a diva. I just like I've reached that point now where I'm a diva. I just show up and expect things to be done for me. And that's how we do things now. So
all right. Well, so the first rules I put is I don't want anything over 3 dots with your beginning points, and then with freebie points you can go up to 4. I don't want anything over 4 currently. Once we start the game and you do XP,
I don't want your
you
bullshit
can go
ahead
over
of time
4.
either. But here we are, Rob. No, I'm kidding.
Listen. But that's just attributes and abilities like rage, genosis, willpower, stuff like that can go over 4. That I don't care about. But
I'm gonna do what I want, guys. Just so you know.
I bet you will.
Yeah, you know I will. I'm not afraid of you. You don't scare me. You may
I
scare
don't,
away, but you don't scare me.
I don't scare anybody.
Eh. I think we all fear Matilda a little bit.
Mhm.
She listens to
Little
you,
bit.
so by default we kind of fear you a little, Rob. We fear Matilda and her Nazi propaganda. That's what it is.
It's true.
Her blasphemous Nazi propaganda. She's got to stop doing that.
I can say, Matilda, charge, and she'll run up to people and then probably lick them on the face. Like, that's not okay.
Matilda, that's not what I meant, Matilda. Matilda, my dearest Matilda, not what I meant. What are you doing with your crazy self?
Okay. So step 1 in the book, I'm in the character creation step. Step 1 is to create a concept. Choose your breed, auspice, and tribe. So concept, you kind of have like a vague idea of what kind of character you want to be.
No, I'll be honest
Okay.
with you. Give me like an idea, I guess, of like what is like this. I mean, I get like pack dynamics are different for every pack. Like you can have packs that people that go kind of all across the board. And I'm gonna try to like intentionally not have my character like tie into Webby because I feel like I do that all the time. So I'm kind of happy Webby like made his character like away from me. Not that I don't like want to be attached to Webby. I'm just trying to do something different. So
All right. I mean, basically, like werewolves are rage-filled anger machines that try to kill everything. The basic idea of Werewolf the Apocalypse is that the werewolves are fighting against the apocalypse. They're trying to save like the environment from the worm because there's this thing called the triad, which is
gotcha. But I mean, I guess mainly. So, are we starting off as brand new werewolves? Like, do we all?
We're
Like,
going to play through your rite of passage, which is not quite new werewolves. Like you've learned the basics of their history and stuff.
We can somewhat kind of maybe possibly control our werewolfness.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But then the rite of passage is basically your acceptance into one of the 13 tribes. So we're going to do that basically just to start off and do a kind of a practice combat. And then we're going to skip like 2 or 3 years to when you guys are an established pack. So you'll be pretty used to being werewolves at that point.
Back when we're never going to skip to when we actually matter and we're like important. Got it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So,
so breeds, there's 3 breeds you could be. First is Hamid, which is basically you were human up until around puberty. Some kind of tragedy happened that forced you to transform. Your life was threatened in some way, or something incredibly emotional happened that caused you to take on your war form, which is called the Krenos, which is basically the giant wolf, like rip you to shreds form. Usually you don't remember it, what happened during that time. It's kind of like you black out. It's basically like a vampire frenzy. And then from then on, you are a werewolf or a garu, as they're called. So if you choose to be a Hamid breed, you were human first until your teenage years. Then you learned how to be turned into a wolf. The other side is lupus, where you were a wolf for the beginning of your life, and then you again had some kind of tragedy or something happened to you, which turned you into sparked your DNA and made you into a werewolf. So then you could become human at that point, and you are the same type, but you started off your life as a wolf, which does come with a few restrictions. Like it doesn't let you learn things that only humans would have learned because you were a wolf. Like you can't start off with drive or firearms or computer or science and stuff like that. And then the last breed is the Métis, which is the child of 2 werewolves. Now this is forbidden. There's this thing called the litany, which has the rules for werewolves, and 2 werewolves mating together is basically forbidden because it causes Métis, which is they're always a werewolf, mating with like humans or what they call kinfolk, which are basically humans that have werewolf DNA but never transformed. The Métis are from 2 full-on werewolf parents. If you, like I said, I started and then I lost my train of thought. Mating with a human or a kinfolk doesn't always produce a werewolf. It's actually kind of a low chance. But mating between 2 werewolves always produces a werewolf child. But the Métis are born as werewolves. They don't spend part of their life as human or wolf. They're actually born in that war form, Krenos form, and a lot of times it causes a lot of damage to the mother when they're born. And then basically they have to try to keep an eye because you're basically a baby and a toddler with the ability to like shred people to pieces. So it's a lot more difficult. Usually Matisse are abandoned at birth because their parents will either, if in a strict sept, your parents would be executed. And even in the more lenient ones, they're basically shunned and ostracized. So a lot of times the Matisse are abandoned as babies. Some groups will take them in, but they're always sterile and they're always deformed in some way. But they tend to be slightly more powerful because they have always been werewolves. So those are the three breeds you could choose from.
I want to be a lupus.
Okay. So
I'm gonna make a character and I'm gonna come with the concept. You're gonna laugh and be like, why? You'd be like, that's the same concept Webby came up with, and the same kid be like, fuck it, I'm throwing the whole character away. Throw the whole show away, Rob. Okay, let me ask you without telling me who is what.
Uh-huh.
Out of the three, what is the most common? Like, what is the group dynamics, and what is the most common one made up of?
Lore-wise, Hamas are the most common.
Well, I mean, I know they're the most common. I meant like with the people who've made their character so far.
So far, it's the most numerous are the lupus.
God damn it, I knew it.
I mean, if you're going players, it's actually tied, but with the NPC that I'm playing is also is a brother to Donnie. So they're both.
What are we? One apiece?
There's two lupus and there's two Hamids, and then the NPC DM NPC is a lupus as well.
Okay. Is Donnie the lupus?
And Apple.
God damn it, Donnie, we're the same person. I kind of want to go Metis now, just to be different.
Yeah, I mean, well, there are no Matisse or Metis.
I guess for you, I guess my question to you is, Rob, if I was, because like I was between like Hamid's boring to me. That's not interesting to me at all. Like I want something that like I actually would make my life slightly like more difficult. In a degree. Like I want. Oh, bad things are happening. Got it. Okay. So I want like Hamish is boring to me. Like that's just like, oh, it's boring. Da, 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 da. Like if you like harken back to like vampire. If you told me like you could be a human that became a vampire, or you could be a vampire that was always a vampire, you've only ever been a vampire, or you were a bat that became a vampire. Yes, I'd want to be the bat that became a vampire. That's dope as fuck. Or I would want to be the vampire that's always been a vampire because that's dope as fuck. Like everybody's a human that became a vampire. That's boring. So like Metis, like I'm reading it right now, which I guess kind of for my character concept that I was thinking of in my head as you were like talking, even previously, I had like a soft concept in my head. Metis would work, but then Lupus also kind of would work too. Because I was basically gonna be like, I was basically just gonna play not like, I don't want to say like I want to kind of go off brand for me a little bit. I don't want to do like the well put together, super like intellectual character. I want to kind of go off brand on this one. I want to play more of a kind of a abrasive lone wolf type character, or at least I originally was a lone wolf type character. Like standoffish. I'm more like aloof standoffish, but like he's like the begrudging good guy. Gotcha. Very much Spike from like season like 1 of Buffy, not like jokey Spike. Yeah. So I mean, I guess like Metis would work, where like because you said like they're usually abandoned when they're younger, so that would make sense. He was kind of used to doing things on his own, but he's like torn. He's used to doing things on his own, but he also doesn't want to be alone. So like, you know what? Yeah, let's do Metis. Let's be different.
All right.
Let's meta this Metis.
um, I mean that's fine too because I don't know how much you've read what I've put in the Discord, but the sept itself is mostly concentrated of children of Gaia who are very accepting of the Matisse and tend to treat them more humanely than other groups do. So they're the ones that are in charge basically because they're the most numerous at the moment. So um, you would be welcome. And then they have like for your where you live, they have a specific safe house for the Matisse to live at, so they're not easily like spotted because of your deformities.
Yeah. And what are these deformities you speak of?
Well, you could pick whatever you want. Like it could be you have an extra set of ears, you have no eyes, you are an albino, you are
Okay.
like
Or
yeah.
like you have like naturally have like wolfen traits.
Mhm.
Shit like that. Like you have like pointed ears and shit.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I like it. I like it. I have wolf ears. Everybody thinks I'm a furry. It causes a lot of problems. Although I fit in furry conventions, so it's fine.
All right. So next is auspice, which is basically the sign of the moon that you're born under. It determines your role in the pack and the sept. So there's 5 auspices that deal with the moon. The first is Ragabash, which is the new moon. They're basically I'll make it easier for you. I'll liken them to D&D classes. So the Ragabash are basically like rogues. It says they're questioners and tricksters who stalk the worm with guile and cunning.
No, let me pull up the thing here.
The crescent moon is the Theurge.
Dragabash, yeah, I'm reading it.
Yeah. Theurge is the second one. They're kind of
Oh,
like the
druids.
wizards, druids, yeah. Seers and shamans who clearly understand the spirits and their ways. Next is the half moon, which is the Philodox, judges and lawmakers who balance the dual nature of man and wolf. They're kind of like paladins. Next is the gibbous moon, which is basically the full moon with the crescent taken out of it. They're the Galliards. They are the lore keepers and tale singers who tell of the deeds of Garu in the past and inspire the present. They're basically like bards. And then the Aethrun, who are the full moon, are the warriors and protectors who bring destruction to the worm wherever it dwells and breathes. They're like
So
the
what you're saying is,
fighters.
the Ragabash. I can tell you right now, Ragabash, depending on Webby's mood, is either Ragabash or Theurge.
Mhm.
That's Webby. Donnie
Yep.
is definitely Theurge. I
Nope.
could see him going
He didn't.
Galliard.
Nope.
Oh, he actually went off brand.
He did, yeah.
He went with like Arun or something.
Yep.
Good job, Donnie. And did Anthony make his character yet?
Mhm. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He is Sebastian Hartley.
all right. Is he Galliard?
Nope.
Theurge?
Nope.
He went off character too?
I guess.
I mean, he's usually like the wizard guy. He likes wizard stuff, so too.
Yep.
But like, he's Ragabash, ain't he?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yes. He and Apple are both Ragabash. Webby is Theruge, and Donnie is Acorn.
That'd be interesting. I'm trying to think like character concept wise. Like, my character is kind of like as a Matisse would be like the broken rule, but I also kind of would like it would be cool if he was like a Philodox, but he's also like the broken rule. So
Yeah.
he's like the judge, but he's also the broken rule. You know what? We're doing it. That's what we're
Okay.
doing. I like it.
All right. So that is your
He's a
auspice.
paradox.
You want to set your initial rage at 3 points. Oh, and I
All right.
forgot. As a Matisse, you start off with 3 Genosis.
All right, let me hit my let me go to my character sheet here. Gotta find my shit. Where is
Should be under
where
advantages, I believe.
I am Advantages. Rage is how many points?
Start off with 3 as a Philodox.
3 rage and 3 on Gnosis?
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
And that's the permanent. And then you also have 3 permanent wisdom as a Philodox.
Is that a wisdom?
That's still under advantages. Yeah, if you see renown, it says glory
Oh, I
under
see it,
wisdom.
yep.
So you
I
have
see
3
it.
permanent wisdom. Yeah.
All right, cool. I don't know what any of that does, but cool.
So renown is basically your ranking up system. Like to get higher level abilities as a Philodox, there's certain prerequisites you have to make, and 3 Philodox is honor, not wisdom. Sorry, 3 honor.
All right.
So Philodox to be a level 1, you have to have 3 honor. Otherwise, you're considered a cub, which is what you guys are going to be when you start off
Oh, I'm a
for
cub.
the rite of passage. But when we do the time skip, you'll have 3 honor because you'll be a level 1 Philodox.
But I'm cute. Is that honor or glory?
Yeah. Honor, sorry. It's honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I had to take a guess. Glory goes to like the fighters. Wisdom would go to the shaman.
Mhm.
And honor obviously to me, and then the other ones get a mixture.
Sort of. You like the Galliard is both glory and wisdom, but like you need all. Eventually, you'll probably need all of them. I think the Ragabash is the only one that's like, oh, you just need 3 of any kind. You need 4 of any kind or 5 of any kind to level up. Whereas
Got
the
it.
other ones have there's a specific list of like what you have to get to level up. I think it's in the links and references page, but
Got it, Robbie. I get it. I understand.
All right. So last is tribe, which I won't probably make you choose tonight because there's a lot of information about the tribes. There's 16, but 3 of them are completely destroyed. So there's 13 to choose from.
Well,
Uh,
there's 13. Well, there was 16, but 3 of them are no more. Well,
Yep. Yep.
Here, I will glance over them very quickly, real quick. Black Furies, Defenders of the Wild Places, and Fierce Warriors.
Yeah,
And
Black Furies you wouldn't be able to be except you're a
most
Matisse because
Black
they
Furies are
only take
female.
females other than male Matisse. I mean, unless you're going to play a female character, but and then Bone Gnars.
No, I could be a Black Fury, couldn't I? As a Matisse.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said you could because you're a Matisse, but that's the only reason. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to unless you were a woman.
Hey, Bonar is the best informed tribe. The Bonars are consummate spies. Well, I mean, that seems like it's tailor made for one particular group. Children of Gaia, most moderate tribe. Children of Gaia, for little worms, not corrupted. Fianna. I am like vaguely familiar with a lot of this stuff. Just like it's been a while. Originally, it was like the Sin, the Fianna Hole.
Yeah, if you want, I can tell you that so far there is a Fianna, there is a Get a Fenris, there is an Uktena, and there is a Silence Rider.
There's a Lieutenant and a Silence Rider. You say.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Like I said, if you want to learn, I'm not going to make you pick one of those tonight if you don't want, because there's a lot of information to read about what each one means and like what gifts they give and all that.
Oh, that'd be funny. This character, I could just make this character so complex just off like these 3 options. Just make him be Silver Fangs.
Oh God!
And he'd be such a complex character off just those 3 things alone.
I mean, it certainly would fit. As you see, it says careful maintenance of the royal blood has led to inbreeding and taints of madness.
Yes. That would be funny, but like, nah.
So if we're gonna,
I'm just like Yeah, you keep doing that. I'm just glancing over these. You're good.
Okay, so we're gonna put a pin in that for now. The next thing would be to choose your attributes and abilities. Attributes first. So like Vamp, you have it's the 7-5-3, where you put 7 dots into one category, 5 dots into the next, and then 3 into the last. So one of these you will have to go 4 dots, whatever you choose to put 7 in, but that's just the one. That's fine. I realized that after I made that rule, I was like, oh, they have to do 4 for at least one of them.
Right.
So in this, anytime you have 4 or more dots, for every dot 4 and above, you have to choose a specialty, because you only get 2 successes on a 10 if it applies to your specialty in whatever category you're rolling.
Gotcha. I know I want to put the 5 in physical, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Actually, I might not put the 5 in physical. I might put the 7 in physical just because on paper. I could go 5 with that actually. 3, 4, 5, and then I could use my freebie points to buy an extra dot on that, which would make sense for what I want to do anyway. So that would work out. That's the 5, 7. I might change this slightly, but it's fine for right now. I got to read some more about I got to read some more about the Philodox real quick, just to make sure. You can keep talking, Rob. We don't have dead air. I'm just like looking at stuff.
So because obviously the audience can't see what you put the dots in. So he chose 5 into physical. So he put 2 strength, 2 dex, and 4 stamina. He put 7 into social. So he's got 4 charisma, 3 manipulation, 3 appearance, and then the 3 into mental. So he's got 2 perception, 2 intelligence, 2 wits. I know that sounds weird. 3, then I said 6, but you start off with 1 die and everything. So
Yeah.
that's why.
I was trying to
But
think honor, wisdom, secondary focus. You could take. I'm just trying to like read this real quick and make sure that might change slightly. But like in my head, with him being like the lone wolf, he's or like the lone originally being like a lone wolf, and being and properly has that. So if he anything else he does have would be mainly perception and wits, like street smarts and just like being observant, but not a lot of this raw line intelligence.
gotcha.
So I did that. That was my logic, explaining my logic here.
Well, 2
Physical.
dots. 2 dots in anything is supposed to be average, like you're an average human.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, yeah, average. So like, I mean, so I'm looking at this, like his charisma levels, are at 4. I mean, he's kind of that's how he's kind of gotten by, just on just being a generally, for better or for worse, he not even necessarily like purely just based off appearance, although he's not ugly according to his average, he's above average, in appearance, but pull about him for better or for worse. Sometimes it for worse, it attracts trouble. But that's kind of was my logic of going with that, because he just kind of has this like aloof charm about him.
Gotcha.
And yeah, that's kind of what I was going with that. So that's where we are. And stamina, I mean, like I said, he's been through a lot, and most of it was by himself, so he's always kind of relied on himself.
Gotcha. All right. So next would be abilities.
The abilitas.
So for abilities,
13,
you get
7, 5.
13, 9, and 5.
Oh, damn, I was close. 13, 9, and 5. All right. I forgot. As a Matisse, is anything banned?
I don't think so.
Zoom back to Matisse real quick. Matisse. Beginning
No.
gifts. Your parents' crime left you malformed and sterile. A visible reminder of their crime. But nope, nothing else.
Yeah, I mean some of the tribes have background restrictions, but that's it. And I think that's and then like I
Gotcha.
said, the lupus have like you can't have like well, I mean, if it were later, like if you were older and you were lupus, you could have learned how to drive and use computers and stuff. But because we're starting off like relatively young, I'm restricting that for the lupus. But
Gotcha. You said 9, 7, or 15. How many?
15, 9, and 5, or 13, 9,
Gotcha.
and 5. Sorry,
Yeah,
and
like I don't know why I got 15 from it. Threw me off too. I was like, wait a minute.
none of them can be over 3 at this point.
All right, 13, 9, and 5. 13, 9, and 5. "13, 9, and 5. Skills make sense at being like the 5 here. 13 being the talents. That's 3, 5, 7. No, let's not do that. Hold on. Subterfuge. Streetwise would be useful for like learning stuff, but he was mainly like he was a drifter. Intimidation. What's primal urge?
Primal urge is your connection to the wild. Basically, you need it. You use it for like moving into the umbra and stuff like that, or like sensing things around you.
Gotcha. I always hate doing the abilities in there because it's like character wise, a lot of these make sense, but then it's like, do I want to like just put like 2 dots and a bunch of shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like in this, 1 dot means you're a novice, 2 dots means you're practiced. I think 3 dots is master or expert, I think, and then 4 dots is master, and then you get an expertise with 4.
2 dots.
Or specialization rather, not expertise.
No experience as lead. All right, let's break these down. Alertness. He is fairly alert, so practiced. Athletic. Yeah, he's fairly athletic. He does. It's not his weakest category, so that makes sense. I could go down to 1 there, probably though. Yeah, I'll go down to 1 there. Yeah. Brawl, he's gotten in quite a few scuffles in his day, so he knows how to hold his own. So 2 makes sense. Not very empathetic. Um, he can see your side, but doesn't necessarily care to. expression. How good is he at expressing himself? Not great. Not great. Not a great leader. But he is really good at subterfuge, and he's fairly good at, you know what, give him one streetwise, but he's also wilderness bound. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Hey, I did it.
Yay.
13 there. And then you said 9 and 5, right?
9 and 5, yes.
So skills are going to definitely be the 5. So let's do this. And I already know where we are. 1, 2, 3. Animal can. We should start with this. Etiquette, no. Crafts, no. Drive, no. Etiquette. Well, craft. I would need to see like examples of craft. Like if you
Alright.
would have like is crafting like more so like involving like machines, or like if I wanted to like know how to do like survival-esque like craft, like build like a hut or build like a lean-to, would you
That
require a
would be
craft check or survival?
that would be survival. Craft is
Okay.
more like building guns, building fetishes, and magical stuff like that.
Gotcha. 1, 2, 3. Am I gonna put 2 in melee off rip? Probably. Yeah, that makes sense. There's a 5. Then we have 9. Academics. No. Computers, no. Enigmas. Investigation.
Enigmas is like solving puzzles. You also use enigmas to meditate to restore genosis.
Yeah, that's like what you call it. It's like we do that in Mage too. I feel like I have like it's a weird time. Like academics is more like school learned book stuff, correct?
Sort of, yes. And then academics, even with 1 dot in academics, you have to choose a specialization for whatever your academic prowess is.
All
For
right.
instance, in my the game where I'm a player, I have 1 dot in academics, and then my specialization is genetics because I'm
Okay.
a genetic doctor.
Got you. Technology, no. Science, no. 2, 4. 6. 5. 7. 9. Yeah, there you go. It's an odd character. I like this character. It's an odd character.
Alrighty. All right. Next step is choose 5 background points. So backgrounds are allies, ancestors, contacts, fate, fetish,
Yeah.
kinfolk,
I'll just pull them up real quick.
mentor,
That's gonna be a
pure
whole thing.
breed. I'm just reading them off for the audience.
Yeah. Pure breed,
Resources,
resources,
rights,
rights,
spirit, heritage,
totem.
and totem. So for totem, no one has pooled any totem points yet. They figured they would wait until the actual game and then use XP if everybody
Yeah,
wanted to get a totem together.
that makes sense. Now I know like the metas do have some stuff for backgrounds, and so do what you call it, have background points. I think have not restrictions, but Matisse, those are gifts, but the no, not that. The where my dudes at?
I think only the tribes have
Yeah,
background restrictions.
that's what I'm looking for. I meant to say that, not that. Or not. I think the auspice. Do you get something, or they tell you something right with that? Because some things they do ban you. There are some bans ones. I think, or that no, that might be tribe. You're right. But I need to also. I kind of forgot my tribe then, don't I?
Before you do backgrounds is probably a good idea. Yeah. So we can also put a pin in that kind of.
I mean, here I'm going through right now. I'm kind of already pulling towards like 2, so I'm just kind of deciding it.
All right. Well, while you're deciding, then I will go through and do the brief overviews of the tribes for the audience.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the Black Furies. Black Furies are an all-female tribe, except for the Métis. They allow their male Métis to still remain a part of the tribe, and the other male Garu have to go and choose another tribe, because their totem spirit is Pegasus, and Pegasus does not like males. I don't know why. She just doesn't. Uh, but basically, like their defender is the defenders of the wild places and fierce warriors for their fellow women. Most Black Furies are female, and only males in their tribe are Métis. Um, so yeah, they mostly deal with protecting women. Bone Noirs are the best informed tribe. The Bone Noirs are consummate spies. Members live in poverty and have a casual disregard for Garo traditions. So they basically live in cities and like among with the homeless, like under bridges and stuff like that. But they're good at spying, because they blend in so well with humans, and like they're like the more like, oh, we don't care about the litany, we don't care about your traditions. Basically, fuck off. The children of Gaia, the most moderate tribe. The children of Gaia nurture what little the worm has not corrupted and often speak out on humanity's side. So the children of Gaia are basically like the hippies. They are more peaceful than the other tribes. They try not to be too angry and rageful. They accept, like I said, they accept Matisse and stuff like that. They try to keep the peace with humans. They actually, some of them, not all of them, but some of them actually think that humans should be brought into the war against the worm. But basically, they're like the healers and mediators of the Garu. The Fianna are they're the Irish tribe, originally of Celtic descent. The Fianna hold on to their lust for both celebration and battle wherever they are in the world. So they're they're rowdy, but they also like to celebrate and drink. They drink a lot. They're drunk a lot of the time. They also have close ties with the Fae, which most of the other tribes are like, ugh, no.
Rightfully so.
Next is the Get of Fenris. They're basically the battle, the most bloodlust group. They want to fight the worm and destroy it. Dedicated to the worm's destruction, the Get are savage and bloodthirsty warriors who take great pride in their Germanic and Scandinavian heritage. So yeah, they're basically like barbarians, Vikings. They're really like jonesing for the fight. Glasswalkers, the ultimate urban predators. The Glasswalkers wage war against the worm in the boardroom and skyscrapers, although other Garu do not trust them. So Glasswalkers have blended in so well with humans. They basically like they run companies. They use tech and computer sabotage and stuff like that to fight the worm. And they're one of the bigger ones that fight with Pentex, which is one of the worm's bigger like human conglomerates that tries to like ruin the environment. But because they use technology, which is the Weaver's purview, and technically the Garo aren't exactly at war with the Weaver, but they don't really trust the Weaver because the Weaver is the one that caused all of this mess. So, but they use Weaver tech, so people don't. The other tribes are kind of like, we don't really like you. The Red Talons is all lupus. They do not allow humans. They will not work with humans. They try to kill humans at every chance they get. Red Talons living in the deep wilderness. The tribe only allows lupus and some Métis to join. They believe that the only way to beat the worm is to exterminate humanity. So you can't be a Red Talon. I forgot to say that because otherwise you're not going to be able to work with any of the humans in the group. So
You're the best. But what if I don't want to work around with the human? Okay, Rob. I'm kidding.
Solo adventure it is.
Not going to derail your game, Rob. I promise.
Shadow Lords. The Shadow Lords are cunning, deceptive, and domineering. Shadow Lords have a burning drive to lead the whole Garo nation. Basically, the Shadow Lords are trying to take over from the waning Silver Fangs. They are trying to basically using like maneuvering in the background, like steals and strategies and stuff like that to gain power. That's mostly what they're trying. They eventually want to be the leaders of the whole Garo nation. Silent Striders. Exiled from their homeland, the Silent Striders travel constantly. Many learn the secrets of the physical and spiritual world on their journeys. So the Silent Striders were cursed by a vampire.
Oh,
They used to
nice.
live in Egypt a long time ago until Set
Oh, boy.
cursed them. So
Nice.
now they wander and they can't stay in one place for too long. They're always driven to wander around, but in their wanderings, they explore a lot of the Umbra and stuff like that. So they go a lot of places. A lot of people use them as messengers because they tend to like those that kind of want to stay around people that they know, do like a circuitous route around and around so that they can come back to the same places a lot. So a lot of times others, the Seps and stuff, use them as messengers. The Silver Fangs, the hereditary rulers of the Garo nation. Their careful maintenance of royal blood has led to inbreeding and the taint of madness. So the Silver Fangs are still technically kind of the group, the tribe that's in charge, but no one really follows them anymore. Like they basically lost control, and they only like basically they're the only ones that think they're in charge, although no one says it to their face. Stargazers. The Stargazers are an aesthetics who seek to master their own rage, and the Stargazers wander the world, striking at the worm wherever they find it. So the Stargazers are kind of like I don't remember which vamp group it is, but like whichever vamp group left the what the hell is the Camarilla?
The Camarilla.
Yeah, basically they're
Yeah,
the same as like the ones that left the Camarilla and became the
fucking, I can't think of their name, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So they became part of the Beast Courts, which are the Fira, which are the other shapeshifters that
The Beast Corps.
yeah. So they're not really part of the Garu. There are some that still hang around, but there's not many. And the ones that are around kind of wander. So but their main thing is in Tibet, and they are now part of like I said, the Beast Courts, which are the other kind of shapeshifters, the Fira, who don't like the werewolves because the werewolves tried to wipe them all out.
And that's the who again?
The Stargazers.
Gotcha.
The Uktena are a mysterious and mystical. The Uktena are a tribe of outsiders charged with guarding the resting places of many powerful Banes. Through this taint, though this taints them by association. So the Uktena are a Native American originally. There were 3 Native American tribes: the Uktena, the Wendigo, and the Croatoan. The Croatoan were destroyed. They're one of the ones that no longer exists. They basically sacrificed themselves to destroy the Eater of Souls, who had gotten loose. The Uktena are one of the tribes that still remain. There was a lot of issues when the European werewolves came over with the Europeans from into the Americas, and they basically, because the whole, history is involved, so all the fighting with the Native Americans and whatnot. So basically, there's like a bad blood between the Native American werewolves and the others. The Uktena are kind of like put that aside basically, and are associating now with the rest of them. But they're charged with keeping powerful dark spirits in check. So they deal with a lot of dark stuff, which people are like kind of like creeps other werewolves out. And then the Wendigo are the other Native American tribe who do not forgive the European werewolves and are kind of only talk to the Uktena and only do grudgingly because they don't like that the Uktena have forgiven the others and they're kind of working with them. So they're kind of loners. They do their own thing. So the only tribe made up of primarily Native American werewolves, and the Wendigo are cold and insular, guarding their cairns against even other Garo. So they're basically like isolationists.
So Rob, I've narrowed it down to 2.
Okay.
Which one of these? Oh, let me ask you, which 2 do you think I've narrowed it down to? Actually, really 3. I've narrowed it down to 3. I'll be honest, but 2 are more likely, only because I think these 2 would be the less likely to be chosen by somebody else.
Let's see. The Bone Nars?
That is not one. No.
Nope.
So you guessed a 3 you think it might be. And I'll tell you.
Stargazers?
That is 1. Yes.
The Black Furies?
That is 2. Yes.
And the Shadow Lords?
You know me so well. Yeah. So I've narrowed it down to 3 between those 3. I guess my question to you is: do any of me picking any of those cause you any issues?
Nope. All 3 of those is fine.
Trying to decide between myself. Right now, I'm trying to decide between which ones I want to go with.
The only thing is the Stargazers, there won't be very many other Stargazers around. Like, you'd be like the smallest group.
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to because I kind of want to go with the Shadow Lords just to go counterculture to like my original idea of picking Silverfang, of being like, we're taking over. They're like, we're taking over. I kind of want to. What I kind of want to do. But Shadow Lords, allies and mentors are discouraged. Order of Confidence, Fatal Flaw, Seasoned Edge, Shadow Weaving, Whisper Catching, and then they got the Stargazers got whatever, Balance, Channeling, Falling Touch, Iron Resolve, Sense Worm. It seems like that they both feel. I had to like read those, but that seems like both seem like they would make sense. I gotta find that page. Where those? Put that page at for those guys. So like actually read those.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of these crossover, like you get Sense Worm from being a Matisse.
Right.
I don't know about any of the others.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see like what would what do each one. That's what I'm trying to see at this point. Like what at each point, which one, what. Those are all backgrounds, and that's great and all. I'm happy about your backgrounds. I don't care about your backgrounds. That's a lie. I care about your backgrounds. But I'm trying to find the. There we go. Like the gifts and shit. I think right. Those are gifts, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, those are the starting gifts.
So Hamid breed gifts. Nobody cares about Hamid. It's filthy Hamids. Nobody cares about you. Yes, the Matisse gifts. Create elements. The Matisse may create a small amount of one of the 4 Western classical elements. Sweet. I can light fires without matches. That's dope. That's dope. 10 out of 10. That's dope. Would do it again. All right. Fire, air, the water. Rock to throw. I can create a rock. Yo, listen. But can I create the rock? And can I smell what he's cooking? Fill a bathtub, no faucet, light fires without matches, to provide air in an airtight room. She cannot create specialized forms of any element. Precious metals, especially silver. Lethal gases and acid are beyond her reach. Elementals teach this gift. The player spends 1 Gnosis point, rolls Gnosis, Primal Anger. Rathead. Spirit teaching that no one gets to the place is a literal sense with it as well. This gift renders the meta's bone structure collapsible, allowing her to squeeze through any gap she can fit her head into. That's dope. Creepy to think about, but that's dope. Sense worm. Shed. Shed later refer in skin, something over an opponent's grass, and escaping the bounds of these. Lizard, spirit, and snake spirit teaches a gift. That's dope. Burrow. I can burrow. I can burrow through the earth. That's dope. Curse of the Hatred. Meta take hold of the hate in her soul and layers into her words. True spirit of the she addresses. The spirit of hate teaches gift. 4 mastery. The gift and power is the one system shape shifting. All difficulties are reduced by 1.
But those are, I think you're reading the higher level ones. You
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of like glancing over.
Yeah, so you get to pick one gift from your breed. So you get to pick 1 level 1 Matisse ability, 1 level 1 Philodox ability, and 1 level 1 whatever tribe you choose ability to start with, without any spending points.
I'm getting there. Philodox. Fangs of Judgment falls upon the Philodox to levy not only judgment but also punishment against those that fall from the proper stations. This gift. Where was claws and fangs burn? My claws burn with the righteous power of law. My claws and fangs will burn with the righteous power of law. I like it. The player spends 1 power point for the next full day. All of the Gyru's national weapon attacks deal 2 extra dice of damage to all beings who have fallen from their original purpose to the service of the worm, such as black spiral dancers, Fomori, and the corrupted nature spirits, veins, which come into existence as agents of the worm, are regrettably exempt from these gifts. Persuasion level 1 is the Hamid gift. Resist pain level 1. Fortifying self purpose and will. The word shuts out pain and wounds. A bear or batter spirit you just get. Players with 1 power point. Character ignores all wound penalties for the rest of the scene. Dope. Send the true farm. True farm. The guy who can smell kinfolk or fellow werewolf automatically per change. Werewolf smell. Nice. Truth of Gaia. All right, I need to pick up some empathy and expression at some point based on these, which I have bonus points. I can do that, and through XP, that's fine.
You get freebie points when we're done with the rest of this. So.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like freebie points. And then I got to jump down to tribal gifts here. I got to jump down to the Black Furies. Let's see. Breath of the Wild. Furies embrace energy creation and create space for others. It says give Black Furies to feel vitality, life, let's see other beings. And skin, whatever. Bonars. Keep skipping. Judgment Gaia. Yeah, you guys are all boring. I want the fun stuff. Glasswalkers. Nobody cares. Red Talons. Your band. Shadow Lords. There we go. Shadow Lords, Rob. Aura of confidence. The word projects an aura of superiority, preventing attempts to find flaws or read auras, but not to read the word. The gift's effects are permanent. Permanent. Can't read my aura. Awesome. I like this. Fatal Flaw, level 1. The Shadow Lords can spy a target's weakness, gaining an advantage in combat. The Shadow Lord concentrates for 1 full turn, then the player rolls perception, empathy. See, I gotta pick up empathy. Empathy is a common theme, Rob. It's picking up here. Empathy is a common theme. Gotta get some empathy in my life. Which is fine, because like I became this after life has hardened me, so it makes sense. I become more empathetic over the years. I like this. It works. Wit subterfuge, which I mean I'm witty and I have subterfuge. Perception, I'm pretty perceptive. Success grants the Garu an extra dice of damage during combat with the target. Additional successes grant knowledge of further weaknesses, but no more dice. Seizing the edge. Shadow Lords don't acknowledge the idea of the draw. If neither competitor wins, they both lose. I agree. This gift allows the Garu to swing the balance ever so slightly in her favor. Spirit Servant and Grandfather's Thunder teaches this gift. Whenever the Shadow Lord is involved in an opposed role with another being, any ties go to the Shadow Lord. These gift effects are permanent, but invoking them more than once in a scene costs 1 gnosis per additional tie broken. That sounds cool too, Rob. Mm-hmm. Shadow weaving. Slightly flexing her fingers or claws, the Garu pulls and weaves shadows as she desires, lifting or shortening them, lightening or darkening, or even twisting them into grotesque and frightening shapes. A shadow spirit teaches this gift. Player spends a gnosis point, rules Dex Cult. For the rest of the scene, the Shadow Lord may warp shadows 100 yards. As she wishes, among other creative uses, this lowers the difficulty of all stealth and intimidation attempts by 1. Whisper catching. Awesome. Let's keep going. I like it. What is Haken gifts? Oh, that's the Japanese offshoot? The Haken?
Yeah.
We're not doing all those, guys. Come on, guys. You're a little too much over here. We're not doing all that. I need my stargazers here. Balance. Able to walk across any ledge, rope, or other narrow causeway, no matter how thin or slippery. That's crazy. Like, I could have that. I could have redhead. I could squeeze through shit and walk across anything. Yo, you can't stop me, Rob. Nothing. I shall not be tied down. Channeling rage is both a boon and a bane. The Gyros, stargazers feel this more than most. When you stargazers seek new ways to harness and direct their divine fury, and those with the gifts have at least one more option to channel the vast streams of rage into a single action. Yeah, you know what? I got to go with the Dark Judgment. I got to go with the Shadow.
Right.
So we're doing it. Boom. Dark Judgment. Breed. My breed was Matisse.
Yep.
Matisse. My auspice was Philodox. Philodox. Not to be confused with philo bread. Philodox. And my tribe was the
Shadow Lords.
Shadow Lords. I shall rule the shadows. Oh. The dark shadow of justice.
All right. And with the Shadow Lords as your tribe, you get a starting willpower of 3.
Ooh. Starting willpower of 3. I feel so special. Ooh.
So you have everything is 3.
Yeah,
3 rage, 3 gnosis, 3 willpower.
Yeah, is that including the 1 point you already get, or it just starts at 3?
It starts at 3.
Okay, so I have 3 everything. I'm very average.
Yeah. But like you can up those with freebie points as well,
Obviously,
or XP at some point.
Yes.
All right. So now you get to choose 1 gift from each of those. 1 gift to start with, 1 gift from your Matisse, 1 gift from the Philodox, and 1 gift from the Shadow Lords.
You know what? We're gonna go in reverse here, Rob. We're gonna go in reverse here because I'm already on the Shadow Lords. So we're gonna start the Shadow Lords, and we're gonna work our way backwards because I'm already on the Shadow Lords, and scrolling is painful. So like the Aura of Confidence sounds like dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fatal Flaw is cool. Like but on its best, it's an extra dice of damage, and I get to figure out a weakness in somebody, which is cool. It's fine. It's great. Seizing the Edge. Seizing the Edge seems like that's the most like statistically powerful one because I don't have to really do anything unless I want to keep using it in a scene.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that just basically like all ties go to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that just seems like that statistically, effectively, that means that lowers all my successes by 1. Because even if I tie you, then I win.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna take Seizing the Edge. I don't know where to write this down at, but
move to power page, gifts and rights.
Power page. That is gift.
Yep. So if you changed it, if you click on static, you can, because it only allows those 3 boxes, but if you click on static, it changes to dynamic, which allows you to put as many as you like. You can separate them.
Okay. So the name is, well, here, I'm going to do 1, 2, I'm going to add 1 more to 3, because I get 3. Well, I got 4, but whatever. 3 it's going to be. So tell me the name of that one is, Rob, if you don't mind. Are you in the book right now, or no?
Yeah.
If not,
give me 1 second.
You're good. You're good. I got it.
It is Seizing the Edge.
Seizing the Edge, level 1. I got you right here. I'm just going to copy it. Copy. Pasty. Boom, boom, boom. Seizing the Edge. I love copying and pasting. It's one of my favorite pastimes. That's why I failed college. I'm kidding. Level 1. Book is the main. I don't know what the fuck. I'm say the main handbook.
I just put WW20. usually.
Werewolf 20 page is 189. Description is boom. Boom. Copy. Description. Get in there. Why do you always do this? Like, you know what? Why don't you acknowledge empty space? Why? Why? Even D&D does the same thing. You don't acknowledge empty space. You gotta acknowledge empty space. Empty space is important. And then we go to the system. It just seems like a really amazing ability. In practice, what it's like probably never gonna come up. Watch. Well, I guess Rob, you play this game. Do you see this coming up often?
The tiebreaker thing?
Yes.
I haven't really had any. Like, I've only played for a couple weeks now, and because it's play by post, it's kind of slow. I haven't really had a contested roll thing. It's just been like, okay, roll this to see what you see, or roll this to catch something, or stuff like that. Like, I haven't seen a contested roll between two people yet.
Right. Well, I guess it still works for me too. To like me, not versus you, but in situations I have to roll against somebody against you, it still would, or roll against something happening to me. Yeah, and opposed roll with another being.
Yeah.
So, as long as it is an opposed roll with another being, your boy is good. I am protected as blessed, Rob.
Technically, that works for initiative too.
Yeah, technically. That technically would initiative is an opposed roll against another being. You're technically correct. Look at you, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you being correct and shit. I'm so happy. Rob out here being correct and shit. I'm so happy. All right. So that's that. Boom. Now, next one up. We're gonna scroll up. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful night. And new sunshine heading my way. Zippity doo, zippity yay. After that is my
Philodox, your auspice.
Philodox, yes. Luna gives her half-moon children with powers of balance, judgment, and enforcement of law. These judges are mediators of the Gyre nation, use their magic to discern the truth, lead in times of peace, and mediate amongst their fellows. Fangs of judgment. It falls upon the Philodox to levy not only judgment, but also punishment against those who have fallen from their proper stations. This gift. And I see it like this comes up here, like it's cool, great, awesome. 2 extra dice of damage all day is great, but it only works against people who have lost their way and are now working against the worm. Who are fellow from their original purpose to service the worm. If I establish myself as like a bounty hunter who's going down and like tracking down like rogue werewolves, fantastic option. If I'm not doing that, I don't know if that's an option.
Well, I mean, it would work against like anything that serves the worm, basically, like vampires, Banes, stuff like that.
Well, it says, let me see. All 2 extra dice of damage to all beings who have fallen from the original purpose of the service of the worm.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you could, like, vampires were once humans who are now not vampires. Who are now
black spirit dancers. The examples are black spirit dancers, Femoris, and corrupted nature spirits. Banes, which came into existence as ages of the worm, are regrettably exempt from this sanction. So,
Banes are exempt from it. Oh, well, still,
yeah, Banes, which came into existence as agents of the worm, are regrettably exempt from this sanction.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, but Fomori and Black Spiral Dancers, you'll probably run into quite a bit. So I mean, not
Yeah,
at first, but
not at first, but eventually. But because like Banes are technically vampire, right?
no, Banes are like spirits of like sadness and decay.
Oh, okay. So they came into existence as Ages of the Worm, but they don't work out. All right. So what you're saying is good ability, not necessarily one to take right now. Maybe later down the line, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Persuasion as the Hamid gift. I don't know what the Hamid gift persuasion is, but it's there. Resist pain. Fortifying herself with purpose and will. The wearer of shuts out the pain of her wounds, and a bear or badger spirit teaches this gift. The player spends 1 willpower point. The character ignores all wound penalties for the rest of the scene. Super useful, especially if you are beat the fuck up and you have to do something.
Yep.
It's always nice to be able to do something and not have to take like huge negatives. So, like, absolutely great. We stand those abilities. We stand those abilities. So that's definitely on the short list. Sin of the true form. The Philodox is able to sense the truth of those she meets, literally sniffing out an individual's true form. A vulture spirit teaches the guy who can smell kinfolk or a fellow werewolf automatically. Pre-changed werewolves smell like kin. In all of their cases, the player must roll perception plus primal urge, difficulty 6. 1 success will identify a normal human or animal. 2 success will detect a vampire, changeling, demon, mummy, or pharaoh. 4 successes are needed to sniff out a mage, ghoul, or famor. The imbued register as normal humans to this gift. The imbued register as normal humans to this gift. Unfamiliar scents aren't automatically recognized. A Philodox that has never encountered any Rokea might not immediately recognize the scent she detects as wereshark. Yeah, and that's an automatic one. So that's like another thing too. It's like I kind of want to get gifts that like I don't have to spend things on. Like it's nice to just have these gifts.
Yep.
So that one's on the short list too. I like that one. That's like an interesting one. Truth of Gaia. As a judge of the litany, Philodox may easily separate truth from falsehood. A gaffling of falcons. Falcon teaches this gift. The player rolls intelligence, empathy. Again, that empathy, Rob. The gift reveals only which of the words that has been spoken are true and which are false, and does not reveal the truth behind the lie unless the speaker utters it. If the speaker is uncertain whether his words are true or false, the gift identifies them as neither. That one's useful, and I do like it, but I feel like there's other ways to like do that through ability rolls. Like, it's nice to just know, hey, you're fucking lying to me. And it's like intelligence, empathy, boom, you're fucking lying to me. I know it. I think I'm gonna go with the scent of the true form.
Okay.
Although the pain one is like tempting, but my goal is to not get beat up. That's the goal, Rob. So scent
Be
of the
everyone's
true
goal.
form. Yes. I don't know how well it's gonna go over, but that's the goal. Page is 167. That's level 1. This is 167. Zippity doo dah. Description. Oh my god, here we go again with this not utilizing free dead space, man. People suck, man. All right. And I'm sure we're over an hour. All right, that's completely not correct, but we're going to make it work. There we go. All right. Boom. All right. And last but not least, my Matisse ability.
Yeah.
We must scroll. Matisse gift. The spirit world has never hesitated to provide its blessings to Matisse. In the eyes of the spirits, Matisse is as true Garu as any other. Matisse gifts tend to be eclectic collection of packs and powers, constantly scorned by their brethren and denied pride of place. Matisse learned to make friends where they can and take what allies they can get. The create element one is kind of dope.
Mhm.
Off rip. That one's dope. I like that one. The player spends one Gnosis point and rolls Gnosis. Each success allows the character to create roughly 1 cubic foot of the desired element to a maximum weight anywhere she can see within 60 feet. That's kind of crazy, actually. Like off just like because I can just like create fire anywhere I can see. And within 60 feet of me. And each success is 3 cubic meters, 0.3 cubic meters. The 3 successes is a cubic meter? About?
Yeah,
Right?
just a little under.
Which is about 1 cubic meter is about 35 cubic feet. Right? I think that's right. Math's
I
hard.
don't know.
Cubic meters to feet. Cubic meters to cubic feet. Yeah, 1 cubic meter, according to Google, volume-wise, 1 cubic meter equals 35.3147 cubic feet, or a cubic foot.
So it sounds like it gives you about 10 feet per success. 10 cubic feet. Because it's a little less than a full cubic meter.
Yes, so 10 feet of fire per success. So within 60 feet of me, I can create 10 feet of fire per success. That will burn out if it doesn't have a source. But people can be sources of fire, Rob. Or if you're dealing with a fellow werewolf, fur is a source of fire, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like a good idea. The element remains in existence until it's used up. The flames created by this gift inflict 1 health level of damage per success to a maximum of 3 levels of damage. Yeah. So I can just spam out fire at 60 feet. That's kind of dope. Kind of dope. On the short list, Primal Anger. The Metis gives off herself, gives of herself to feel the rage in her heart, burning away her very blocked animation. Metis each gift. Character may inflict a single level of aggravated damage on herself once per scene, and then gain 3 points of rage in exchange. What does rage do?
Rage allows you to take extra turns in combat and stuff like that. It kills some abilities.
And this goes so I can do this, and this ignores my permanent rage rating.
Yep, it increases it beyond. It can't increase it beyond the permanent.
Yes,
rating.
yes. Yeah. So I can do 3 points of rage. So is it 3 extra turns?
Well, you can use per turn. You can use up to half your permanent rage.
Okay.
But like on subsequent turns, you could continue to use it to gain extra actions. So you can also use it.
So every turn you can do up to your maximum rage, half your maximum rage in actions.
Yeah, well, plus whatever your regular action is too.
Okay, so you get your action plus, so 1 plus or whatever it is plus.
Yeah, so if you have 4 rage, you can use 2 per turn to increase to get 3 actions.
And do you actually spend those, or you just get those because you have that rage?
You have to spend it to do that. Yeah.
Okay, but they don't. It doesn't reset at the beginning of the turn, so you can take 2 turns, but then after that you're at 2, so you can do 1 extra turn, and after that you kind of can't do anything.
Well, it's half of your permanent rage. So you could use 2 both times, but then you'd be out of temp. Like you'd have
Gotcha.
used all your rage.
Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. I like that.
But then
Redhead.
that would allow you to refill it by 3 or whatever. So to do more stuff.
Redhead is cool. I like Redhead. I don't know how useful Redhead's going to be. I say that, and then I'm going to be in like a scene, be like, I really wish I had Redhead right now. Sense worm. The werewolf can sense nearby manifestations of the worm. The gift involves a mystical sense, not a visual. But don't I get one of those for free? What do I get free?
What do you mean?
Don't you get stuff for being a metis or something like that? Or don't I have not get, but don't I have access to?
Well, these are the gifts that you have access
You're
to.
right. Yep, that's right. That's right.
I mean, you can take that one for free. You do get one of these for free, yes. But that's what you're picking.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was confused for a second. Sense worm. The werewolf can sense nearby manifestation of the worm. The gift involves mythical sense, not a visual olfactory. Who doesn't necessarily sense the dedication of the worm, it merely contacts the spiritual brain, system, player role's possession, a cult. Difficulty depends on the difference. Creation, strength, the worm's influence. Bane or Argo would be difficult. 7. Vampires register as worm tainted, save those with humanity rating of 7 or higher. Shed, level 1. Metis can shed a layer of fur and skin, slipping from an opponent's grasp or escaping from bonds with ease. The player rolls Dex Primal Urge. If the roll succeeds, the character loses a tuft of fur or skin, revealing healthy new hide, allowing her to slip free of grapples or bonds such as ropes or chains. Useful. I do like that. All of these are useful. I like all of these, Rob. But I think I'm going to kick myself if I don't take create elements. That just seems like such a cool ability.
All right.
And in the right hands is very useful. That's just such a cool ability. Like making water, making air when there is no air, making air in a vacuum. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you find yourself in a vacuum? I don't know. But may get buried alive one day, Rob.
Yep. Or
everybody else is, or if I'm drowning. But I can also create water. So it's fine. Oh,
create more water as you drown.
Well, no.
More water.
Well, the question is this: if I get at the right angle within 60 feet of somebody and they open their mouth and I see down their throat, can I just create a bunch of water straight in their throat and drown
No.
them on land? I'm just saying, theoretically, Rob. or even better, Rob, even better. You want to kill somebody in a hospital? You're standing there. Nobody has to see this. You create air inside the IV that's about to go into their body.
Oh, boy.
Nurse thinks she's good. Boom. Pulmonary embolism. Dead. Beautiful. See how this works out, Rob. You have to get creative. I was like, why are you so violent? Why are all your creations just death and murder? The real question is, why aren't yours? All right. So, yep, create elements is what we're doing here. Level 1, book. That just seems like I would kick myself if I didn't do that, Rob. Although I feel like Webby's one probably has access to that one too.
I don't think so.
Podgy is 156. The Podgy is 156. All right, Robs. We done did this thing.
We did.
So I guess the question is, what's next, bub?
Next is your backgrounds. Get 5 points in backgrounds, which we're actually over the hour already, so I'm going to quickly just go through the rest of the stages, and then you can do that off.
We're basically this is going to be we're just cock teasing you from this point on, viewers. You're not going to get any more of this good.
So the backgrounds, you could choose allies, which is friends or confidants among humans or wolves. Ancestors, the ability to channel the knowledge and skills of the Garu who have gone before you. Contacts, a network of people throughout human society that you can tap for more information. Fate, your prophecy surrounding you and your pack that you will fulfill. Fetish, you have an item of a fetish is an item, by the way, not a sex thing in this. A fetish is an item of some sort with the spirit
It
bound
can
within
be,
it.
though.
It gives you supernatural
It
powers.
could be a sex thing.
It could be both. Kinfolk, relatives who are in touch with human and wolf who are immune to the delirium. Mentor, a Garu of higher rank who has taken an interest in your progress and offers advice. Purebreed, you have the blood of a Garu hero in your veins and others can see it within you. Resources, your personal wealth, possessions, and income. Rights, you know a number of rights, ritual empowered by spirit magic. Spirit heritage, you have a touch of a particular type of spirit on you and they treat you as their own. And totem, the pack's totem is a unique spirit and this background is pooled among the pack to create it. So you get to pick 5 points of that, and then after
I just
that,
gotta check and see. I know some of them are like some your clan. It tells you like
Shadowlord says allies and mentor are discouraged.
Yep, allies and mentors are discouraged. All right, it's fine.
And then after that, you get 15 freebie points, which you can use to up pretty much anything. It's
I got
5 dots.
I got the chart. I know that 15 freebies.
Yeah, 5 points per attribute, 2 points per ability, 1 point for background, 7 points for a new gift, 1 point to up your rage, 2 points to up your gnosis, and 1 point to up your willpower. And then there is also flaws or what the hell are they called?
Merits
and flaws, yeah, that you can choose as well.
Do you get baseline merits and flaws, or you can? I forgot merits. I forgot merits cost freebie points, but flaws give you freebie points, right?
Yes, flaws give you more to use. You can get up to 7 points by taking
It's
flaws. Yeah, and then but you can use any you could use just your 15 freebie points to get merits, and then you don't have to get any flaws at all. But if you want more freebie points for creation, you can take up to 7 points of flaws.
All right, merits and then flaws. Gotcha.
Yeah, and those are far down in the book. I think they're page 400 and something. It's ridiculous
because they're usually in the back
because they're optional, but I'm allowing them. So,
yep.
And then that's pretty much it. The backgrounds and the freebie points and the merits and flaws, and that's it.
Fate. All right. I forgot. It says allies and contact, right?
Mentor, allies and mentor.
Allies and
are
mentors
discouraged.
Allies / mentor. Fetish.
All right, that's pretty much it for building a werewolf character. But the merits and flaws, I'm not going to get into them, but they're basically they go with physical, mental, and social. Like the merits are things that oh, you have good eyesight, or you have a certain type of powerful friend, or you have really good common sense. They're things like that that basically give you bonuses, and the flaws are things like oh, you're missing an eye, so you have bad perception, or you've got some kind of mental breakdown or mental disease, or you really hate a certain thing and you lose your temper around it constantly, stuff like that. But there's a ton of those that you can go through and pick if you want. You don't even have to use those. You can leave them off because merits cost freebie points, and flaws give you more to use for other things. But you don't have to do either one of those. So and that's it.
Nice. So yeah. I'm looking at fetishes right now.
But thank you all. Yeah, I should have explained that a little bit. So fetishes in this game are magical items that have spirits bound in them that do different things. There's a couple that are like similar to things in D&D. Like there's one that's basically a bag of holding. There's there's a flute that basically can cast charm person kind of thing.
Yeah, there's like a
there's
fang dagger that does extra damage and shit. And
Yep.
a bunch of other stuff.
Yep, so all things like that, just basically magic items like from D&D.
Yep.
But yeah.
Are you like limiting fetishes? Like, are we only allowed to like right now take like level 1 fetishes?
The fetishes go with the background, so if you spend 5 points, you get up to 5 levels of fetishes.
No,
basically.
I know. I'm just saying, but I mean, like,
no, I'm not limiting it. I had talked to Donnie about it because I was like, I don't think you're allowed to take those, but then I read and it's like however many points you put in, you can take one of those
so,
up to that
I
level.
just wanted to make. I just wanted to check. Like, I wanted to drop 3 points into getting like a bone dagger, which is aggravated damage. I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Asking, not that I'm going to. I'm just asking if I could.
Yes, you can.
Theoretically, hypothetically speaking, you know.
All right. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
They probably didn't, but it's okay. I did. So, and again, I'm selfish. That's all that matters.
That's true.
And more importantly, Rob, do we have a?
We do. No, I have. I read an article about the Earth's core has stopped moving and is starting to go in the opposite direction.
That means we're gonna die soon, right?
No, they said it shouldn't really affect anything. They think now that they can detect it, they think it changes every 70 years. It reverses course, and
that's
just normal.
Arbitrarily random number, by the way. Every 70 years. Yep. That's what it is. 70 years, guys, and then it just does what it wants. It changes up. 70 years.
Yep. It slightly alters the days, the length of days, and the magnetic field of the Earth, but supposedly it's not super dangerous. So
slightly alters the length of days and the magnetic. Okay, like this. The more you talk, the more dangerous this actually seems. Like what are they talking about? Oh, that's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. It doesn't sound fine. I'm not gonna lie, Rob. It don't sound fine.
But apparently they believe it's happened before, and it already stopped. When did it actually stop moving? 2009 it stopped moving, and now it's starting to turn in the opposite direction.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. But they think that the last time it changed was 1996.
Oh shit. What happened in 1996, Rob?
What?
1995 ended.
You're right. Dear God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's I should say a 70-year cycle. It doesn't change every day. So it changes direction every 35 years in a 70-year cycle.
Oh shit. All right. I guess I'll accept that answer, Rob, I guess.
Yep. I mean, it's not 100% proven because it's hard to see that far down into the Earth, but they think so. There are some people that think it does it a lot more than that. There's some people that think it changes every 3 to 4 years. And then there's some people that think that the Earth's core doesn't spin at all. So who knows? But the most agree that it's probably the 70-year cycle. Yeah,
some people think the Earth is flat. You know,
that's people, not scientists. These are all scientists. Okay.
There are some scientists that think the Earth is flat, Rob. I'm sure they exist. I don't really know what their credentials are, but I'm sure they exist somewhere.
They need to not be scientists anymore.
Science. And I got some life advice, people, and it's going to be very simple and easy life advice. It's don't let the bad days make you feel like you got a bad life.
How profound.
How profound and thought-provoking. It's so profound and thought-provoking. I try to be profound and thought-provoking, Rob, at all times.
Everything you say.
Everything I say. I think we're done bored these people to death, so we probably can get out of here.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX.
You guys can find me on Twitter at DMP_Pookie. You can find me on Twitch at Mr. D3. And as always, you can find me on eBay. Looking for work.
And as always, well, thank you for joining us all. And as always, as we say at the end of every show, fuck Booster Gold.
Booster Gold!
I ain't the kind of wear a tie. Button up from 9
Everybody's
to
pretty much
5.
done now. I have to get
I tried that life but said goodbye.
and Apple,
Not always polite,
like she got her concept, she picked her tribe and stuff. She's just gotta get
I'm
the
simply
dots all set.
unprofessional.
Her ability.
Simply unprofessional.